Alright guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Fat Bass TV. Yeah. I asked you guys if you wanted a top 5 lure challenge. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a top 5 summertime lure video. Here it is. But I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do not a top 5 lure video. I'm gonna do a top 5 top 5 technique video. Alright, so all jokes aside, a lot of people make a top 5, you know, whatever time of the year it is, lure deal. That's all well and good, but I want to talk about these are the 6 lures. I think it's 6, maybe 7. These are the 7 lures and rods that I have rigged up that in the summertime I take with me every time I go fishing. It doesn't matter where I'm going, what I'm doing, unless I'm going saltwater fishing or something like that. If I'm going fishing for bass, these are on my boat all the time. So let's get into number 1. Well, we're gonna do number 1 and number 2. It's kind of a dual role deal here. So my number 1 in the summertime, what I start off with, this is 95% of the time when I go fishing, this is what I start with. Frog. This is just a regular walking frog. I usually have a popper tied on, a popping frog. The reason why I don't today is I went fishing yesterday, if you saw the video. There's a lot of grass, a few pads, but mostly grass and some duckweed. Popping frog usually tends to not work very well in that, so that's why I tied this one on instead. And I have it on it's the favorite Big Sexy. It's a 7-foot heavy rod, and I have it paired with a Lew's Tournament MB, and this is in a diddly-doo 8:3 to 1 gear ratio, and I have it on 65-pound braid. I do not recommend using any kind of topwater lure without using braid. I don't care what it is. Every topwater lure I throw is braid. And the main reason is because braid floats. That's the number 1 main reason. I don't care if you're using a buzzbait or frog or whopper plopper or spook. Doesn't matter. I'm throwing braid. This is number 2, but it's going to coincide with number 1. Whoops, I almost knocked it over. And this is a Buzz Frog. This rod in particular, I normally either have a Buzz Frog or a Buzz Bait tied on. One of the two. It's normally a Buzz Bait, but like I said, yesterday I was fishing a lot of grass, and you'll see in the video I caught some on a Buzz Bait on this same exact rod and reel. But yeah, same. This is a Johnny Morris Titanium 8. It's a 7.9 heavy with a fast action tip. It's a really nice rod, guys. I like it. It has the wing grips too. That's what I like most about it, is these wing grips. These things are super nice. And I got it paired with it's the Lew's Tournament Pro, and it's also in an 8.3 to 1. And this is on 65-pound braid. Alright, so my next one, and this one I use it year round. It doesn't matter, summer, spring, fall, or winter, it doesn't matter. It works all the time. The main thing is just the color of the lure that you use. But the next one is a Senko. I have it right now rigged up wacky style. You can mojo, weightless. I alternate between Senko and a fluke on this rod. This is on a 13 Fishing Defy Black. It's a 7'1" medium heavy, and it's on and I got it paired with the 13 Fishing Inception, and this is in a 8:1 gear ratio, and I have it on 12-pound fluorocarbon. 12 pound, that's it. This is a super nice rod and reel, guys. I really enjoy using this one. All right, so these next ones, they are gonna go hand in hand with each other. I like to find, when I find an area that I found that has a concentration of bass, because in the summertime, bass, I'm not gonna say they're in one, they can be everywhere, but they're gonna be hiding either in the deep water or in some shaded areas once the sun gets up. Early in the morning and late in the evening it's a little different, but mainly throughout the day they're going to be in one of those two areas. And once I find them, I like to take these next 4 rigs and I like to saturate the area with them. Alright, so the first one, and I'm sure it's not going to be any, I hooked myself. I'm sure it's not going to be any surprise to you guys, is this swim jig. Now I've talked about this thing a million times, and this is going to be 1,000,001. This thing is so stinking versatile. This is my go-to search lure. You can flip the bank, you can swim it, you can drag it, you can hop it. You can do whatever you want with it, deep, shallow, whatever. And for me, it always finds a fish. Now, it may not be for everybody, but for me it does. I have it paired up with the Favorite Defender series. This is the Lunkers TV edition. And the main reason why I went with this Lunkers TV edition, it's not his name on it. It's because it's in a 7.3 extra heavy. When you're fishing this jig, you need something that has a lot of power and backbone to set that hook. This thing, I'm telling you right now, it does it. You can go back and look at some other videos that I was using this rod on, and on the smaller fish, that the pound or less bass that think they want to be somebody and bite this jig, when I set the hook, they fly out of the water. I have a video out there that they fly right past me. 3 different fish. They were all about the same size. When you set the hook on this rod, those fish are going to know it. There's no mistaking it. It drives the hook into them, I promise you. This is my #1 go-to rod. I love it. It gets the job done. I have it paired up with the 13 Fishing Inception. It's in a 6:1 gear ratio. This thing, it does it. It's my #1 go-to. Oh, and I didn't mention, I got it on 20-pound fluorocarbon. All these rods that I'm fixing to show you are all rigged with 20-pound fluorocarbon. So number 2, I say number 2, I think this is number 5. Number 5. So, and I have found this to be true in a lot of different cases. Sometimes the fish don't want to chase that swim jig. They want something that looks a little different. And this is where this bad boy comes in. This is just a soft plastic swim bait. It's the Reaction Innovation Skinny Dipper in the Houdini color. And what I started doing is I started taking this tail. I don't know if you can see it, but I started taking this tail and I started dipping it in the chartreuse dip and dye. I use JJ's Magic, but whatever you want to use, Spike It or whatever. They're all pretty much the same. The only reason why I use JJ's Magic is because You can get it. You can't find it in the stores that I know of, but you can get it in 4 or 5 different colors, and that's the main reason why I use JJ's Magic. I have it on this Sephora, I think it's an 1/8 ounce swim bait hook, screw lock, and I have it on this Whitebird. It's a 7.2 heavy. I like heavy rods, guys. I do. I love them. I like having a rod that has a soft tip, but it has a lot of backbone to drive that hook in. And this is another good one that does it. I have it paired with a Shimano KS 6:3-to-1 gear ratio. And again, 20-pound fluorocarbon. And the main reason why I use the 20-pound fluorocarbon is when you're out fishing these the deeper areas, your line's going to rub up against some structure, some brush, some limbs, whatever. It's going to rub up against it. It is, and it's going to cause burrs and anything. I hate breaking off fish, and if I have to up my line size, then that's what I'll do. I haven't broken a fish off on this 20-pound fluorocarbon yet. I have not, and I've fished some deep places, and I've thrown it in. The only thing that I haven't done with it is punch with it. I've thrown it in bushes, I've thrown it in trees, I've thrown it in everything, and it works perfect. Alright, so moving right along to the next one is the chatterbait. I like bluegill colors. Every now and then I'll swap it up to a green pumpkin or black and blue. That's the only 3 colors I use. Green pumpkin, black and blue, or this bluegill color. It's got a little bit of blue and orange and yellow mixed in with it. Pretty neat. There again, it's on 20-pound fluorocarbon. I have it on this 6-stick. This is a 7.4 heavy. Gets the job done. And the gear ratio on this is the 6-stick reel too. I guess that's what it's called. This is the combo. It's written in black on this black. It's a 6.4-to-1. Sorry, I couldn't hardly read it. 6.4 to run. I can't find my words. 6.4-to-1 gear ratio, 6-stick combo by Favorite. Let's talk about that for a minute, because you guys are probably wondering, Jack, why are you using Favorite? There's so many other rod companies out there. You're right. You're absolutely right. And I've tried a few of them. But in my personal opinion, I have not found a rod company that makes the quality of rods that Favorite makes at the price they sell them for. There's not one out there. Everybody else that you want to try to find a 7.2 heavy or a 7.4 heavy or something like that, you know, they want $150 to $200 for them. This Whitebird heavy, $69. 6-stick's $100, $129, something like that. And the same with the Lunkers TV Defender 7.3 extra heavy for $120. I haven't found another company out there yet that sells them that quality. The next one that I like to throw, and I alternate the weights on this one. I go from 1/4 to 1/8 to 3/8, sometimes even 1/2 ounce, depending on what the situation calls for. But that is a Baby Brush Hog. Right now I have it with a 1/4 ounce weight on because I was fishing 4 or 5 feet of water yesterday. But it all depends on the situation. It's on the hammer rods. This is another good rod, but it's pretty pricey for what it is. So on the hammer rods, this is a 7.6 medium heavy. This is my light flipping stick. This is what I like to use. I got it paired with the Daiwa. This is the, shoot, I don't even remember what the model is. Sorry, I don't remember. But it's the oh, here it is. It's the Daiwa Tatula. It's got the T-wing system, and it's in an 8:1:1. Again, with 20-pound fluorocarbon. This one right here gets the job done too. That's the one that ooh, it's thundering outside. That's the one that I caught the majority of my fish with yesterday. And it all depends on the fish. The fish are going to tell you what they want. You know, I went around yesterday and I was flipping that swim jig, and I was flipping it all the way around the grass, and I didn't get a bite. I come back and I flip that swim bait. I'd flip it out there and then just kind of pop it a couple times and swim it back in. Nothing. I come back through on my way back around, and I started flipping that brush hog and started getting bit. I caught 5 fish in the same area. It all depends on what they want. So, last but not least is, this is my fly rod. I know you guys don't ever see me use it, but this one right here really, really gets the job done. It's counted for hundreds of catches, if not thousands, that I've gotten. It's a Browning Superlight. I know you guys probably never heard of a Browning fly rod, but here it is right here. It's the Browning Superlight fly rod. This thing is awesome. It gets the job done. When nothing else will work, this one right here gets it done. Sorry, I had to throw a little joke in there. But yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions about, you know, how I have things set up and why I'm using what I'm using, drop a comment and let me know. If you like what I'm using, drop a comment and let me know. If you don't like anything at all, drop a comment and let me know. I appreciate it, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. Boom! Hit it. Watch some of these other videos around this area. See you tomorrow.